It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Wednesday, the 31st of July. I'm Michael Groff. Active weather expected across the state today. Showers and thunderstorms firing up across southeast Arizona as they push toward us. Outflow boundaries from those storms bring in gusty winds, blowing dust. And we already have a blowing dust advisory that's in effect for this afternoon. We'll talk about that, what it means. Rain chances, do we have any of those? And we'll look ahead at the forecast for the rest of the week and heading into the weekend as well. All right, let's get to it. The almanac from yesterday, 109 degrees the afternoon high, 89 the morning low, 106 and 85 are the averages for this time of year. 118, that record high, no thanks. That's from 2020. Outside right now here at 12:10 p.m., partly cloudy sky, 102 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew point 61, 26% the humidity, wind light for the moment, barometer steady. The upper level weather pattern across the nation. High pressure continues to sit to the east and southeast of us. It's beginning to shift back toward the north and west. We also have this upper low that's over northern northwest Mexico, and as that moves toward us, that should also help to touch off showers and thunderstorms over the southeastern portion of the state today. We're already seeing some storms firing up to the southeast of Tucson at this hour. And those storms will be directed to the north and west. Now, rain chances aren't necessarily great with this, but the atmosphere, the setup that we have right now synoptically is great for gusty winds and blowing dust. So much so that we have that blowing dust advisory for much of southern and southwest Arizona. This includes Tucson, Casa Grande, Gila Bend, the Phoenix metro area. That's in effect from 3 p.m. this afternoon until 7 p.m. this evening. And blowing dust advisories are issued when dust is expected to restrict visibility to under 1 mile. And so we do expect that as a possibility today. Now, as for rain chances, probably those will be confined to south of Interstate 8. But we could see at least a brief shower or two up here in the valley. Elsewhere, heat, the big story from the Gulf Coast all the way up to the Central Plains and north of Arizona, over the Pacific Northwest, the Treasure Valley of Idaho, Eastern Oregon, parts of Washington. They are expecting some rather hot temperatures over the next several days as high pressure does reestablish across the western states. Convective outlook for today. The enhanced risk of severe storms, once again, includes places like Aberdeen and Sioux Falls, South Dakota, down toward Redwood Falls, Minnesota, Des Moines, Iowa, maybe Omaha. Gusty winds, sure. Large hail, yes. A few isolated tornadoes. The broader severe weather risk from the Dakotas all the way down into North Florida. And here in southern Arizona, that marginal risk, level 1 out of 5 for severe storms. Again, mainly from Interstate 8 south to the international border. And in that area, in the darker green, could see gusty winds up in excess of 58 miles per hour in a few of the strongest storms. And as those roll northward, we don't expect severe weather here in the valley, but as always in the monsoon, any one storm can become severe. And in order for a storm to be severe, you need either winds, 58 miles per hour in speed by gust or sustained wind, or hail that's 1 inch in diameter or greater. The precipitation outlook valid through Wednesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, not a ton, right? So generally under 1/10 of an inch, if at all. And anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch across portions of the higher terrain in southeast Arizona. But as always, when showing this graphic, your amount will vary. Any storm can produce heavier rain, and there is a risk for some locally heavy rain, again, south of Interstate 8 today. And so I would suspect that, it's possible we could see some local flooding. It's just always a good idea to keep an eye on the skies and keep updated, especially if you're traveling this afternoon and this evening. All right, let's get to the models right now, see what the future may hold. Here we go. The GFS, the 12Z run valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. High pressure is beginning to build back toward the north and west. Our upper low is traversing northward into northwest Mexico and southern Arizona today, tonight, and tomorrow. And what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, partly sunny. Yeah, it's going to be hot. Highs 107 to 111. And scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms fire up across southeast Arizona and south of the valley. They will move kind of to the north and west toward us. But the air mass here for the valley, around the valley, is a little bit less favorable for storms to get in here. Still some convective inhibition and somewhat drier air. So I think what's going to happen is, as we've already mentioned, the storms will be going on across southern Arizona. Again, mainly southwest Maricopa, southern, central Pinal County, Pima County, Santa Cruz, Graham, Greenlee, Cochise, and parts of Gila counties. And as they get northward, we'll see those outflow boundaries pushing northward, pushing that blowing dust through the I-10 corridor southeast of Phoenix, the I-8 corridor, and up toward greater Phoenix. And so that could become an issue this afternoon. But there's a little bit of a caveat to all of this. Some of our recent high-resolution models, they're not as bullish on this idea. Now, let me show you. This is the HRRR, and this is valid at 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is the composite reflectivity product. And again, the radar isn't going to look exactly like this. I actually expect the radar to be a little bit busier than this at 4 o'clock this afternoon. But the idea is showers and storms southeast of Phoenix, okay? And they should be pushing up areas of blowing dust. But what's interesting is the high-resolution models early this morning were indicating some rather robust winds coming into southern Arizona, coming into the Phoenix area specifically. Wind gusts as high as 40, 45 miles per hour, and that's reflected in our forecast. But these recent model runs, look at these. These are 10-meter winds. Earlier model runs, again, the sustained winds were generally in the 20 to 30, 35 mile per hour range. And now, as you can see, single digits and teens. And winds mostly out of the south and southwest. And this is the HRRR at 4 o'clock. These are the 10-meter wind speeds. That's about 30 feet off the ground. So again, down at the surface, maybe a couple miles an hour less than what's shown here. This is coming from the 3-kilometer NAM. This is at 5 o'clock. And again, wind speeds just not really impressive. Single digits and teens. So this is in sharp contrast to what we were seeing earlier. And this kind of denotes that the high-resolution models don't indicate a really good push of strong outflow winds. Now, I will say that these high-resolution models, they do sometimes really struggle in monsoon patterns. And sometimes they have poor initialization. They're just not always going to be on point. This monsoon season, these have done pretty well. But when they miss pretty badly. So I still want to emphasize the possibility of areas of blowing dust this afternoon and gusty winds here in the Phoenix and the surrounding areas of southern Arizona. So don't think that that's off the table, but it's just kind of interesting to look at recent model runs and note that they have backed off on this idea at least somewhat. Right, otherwise, we do have a 10% chance of rain in the forecast for this afternoon, a 20% chance tonight. Interestingly enough, those high-res models do try to bring some rain in late tonight with storms that kind of finally make it in here from eastern Arizona after 10 or 11 p.m. Again, a possibility. I would not necessarily count on that, though. All right, otherwise, lows tonight will be in the 80s to near 90, and then tomorrow. We'll do it again. This upper low comes on in here. We'll have quite a bit of cloud cover around, and that may inhibit storm development, but we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy. High temperatures should be down a bit tomorrow with a lot of leftover debris clouds and higher humidity levels. I'd say 103 to 108 for the afternoon high. And again, a 20% chance of showers and storms, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours. Let's go to Friday. And again, high temperatures should bounce back a little bit toward about 107 to 111. Slight chance of afternoon and evening showers and storms. As we get to the weekend, high pressure builds toward the Four Corners, and the flow aloft is more east-southeasterly and deeper moisture in here. But the ridge is closer, so temperatures will be pretty toasty. Highs 109 to 114 for both Saturday and Sunday. But I have been inclined to lean towards slightly higher rain chances here, and I do think that we'll at least have scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms. Not great chances, probably in the 25-30% bracket here in Phoenix, but we'll keep that going for both for the weekend, for Saturday and Sunday. and it'll be hot. Now, as we go into next week, the ridge may ever so slightly weaken, but we will still see plenty of monsoon moisture. And so if the ridge weakens just a little bit, the air aloft cools ever so slightly, and that can drastically increase the number of showers and storms. So again, scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms may be a bit more present here across southern Arizona Monday and especially Tuesday. The GFS, strangely, has really been keying in on Monday and especially Tuesday for better chances of storms, better storm coverage, and maybe some locally heavy rain. And this could be enhanced by some type of disturbance that comes in here, but it's just, that's so far out right now. I'm not really ready to buy into any specific solution here, but the trend is for an increase in the number of showers and storms next week. And with copious amounts of monsoon moisture around, with precipitable water values ranging anywhere from 1.6 or 1.7 to 2 inches, yeah, it could be quite steamy, very, very warm, very humid, and chances of storms and better chances of storms, actually. And again, Tuesday, the GFS says that may be a pretty active day. High temperatures should trend down a little bit here. Highs probably down 106 to 110 during this period. A week from today, this is Wednesday, the 7th of August. GFS has some sort of tropical cyclone, some sort of tropical mischief going on in the northeastern Gulf or up on the nature coast of Florida. And that's thanks to a system that's developing out there right now over Puerto Rico and the Eastern Caribbean and kind of northeast of the Caribbean there. And we'll watch how that plays out over the next several days. The GFS says that could be an issue for Florida as we go into the middle part of next week. Also, it has a tropical system well off the Baja coast, but the GFS loves to do this. We'll see if those actually materialize. Kind of a disorganized ridge here over the southwest and maybe a broad deformation zone for a continuation of scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms. So that would be good. And temperatures would come down closer to normal if this is right. Going out 10 days. This is Friday the 9th. And again, a tropical system well off the west coast of Baja, far away from us. And we've got that tropical low, that little disturbance. It's sitting over the southeast, somewhere over Mississippi or Alabama. And 3 notable areas of high pressure, one over Texas and Oklahoma, one that's sitting over northwest Mexico, one that is off the west coast of the United States, kind of this sort of 3-pronged ridge over the southern tier and out into the eastern Pacific. And in that kind of a setup, it's hard to say how the things will play out. Again, probably some sort of a deformation zone in between those ridge centers there. So we could see scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms across northwest Mexico, eastern Arizona, pushing into the lower deserts. It's really going to depend exactly where those high pressure centers set up and how the atmosphere is structured here. Synoptically speaking, yeah, we have a decent chance of continuing scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms. No sign of any big changes to the overall weather pattern. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble. This goes out through the 14th of August. The ensemble mean is up around an inch. The control member is up around almost an inch and a half. And you got some individual members that are over 2 inches here. The European ensemble has even begun to come up here, creeping up toward about a half inch on the mean now through the 14th of August. So that's good to see. This does indicate maybe some more unsettled weather. And curiously enough, and I didn't pull the graphic because it's so hard to read, but the temperature spreads begin to really grow as we get out toward about 10 days and beyond, indicating that there's some degree of thought here amongst the ensembles that we're going to see somewhat cooler temperatures and a greater increase in moisture for better chances of storms. So let's hope that starts to come to fruition as well. And we're done with these really extreme temperatures, but I'll believe it when I see it. Temperatures off the national blend of models are going to stay above average for the next 10 days, though. It does certainly look like we're going to move into August and continue with this heat. July will, I'll have to look here, but I think we're going down as the second hottest July on record. August is going to start out certainly on a very hot note as well. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. And if you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube. Or you can make those monetary contributions via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is the PayPal address. That is groffshow@gmail.com via PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out her blogs and everything else Michelle related down in the description. Our streaming station, there's the banner. It's available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun with that. So give that a listen as well. And yeah, do check out Sweet Child Arizona. Do it. I'm waiting. Just go ahead. It's fine. It's fine. You just go ahead and check that out. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. So greatly appreciated. Please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there. Watch out for that blowing dust this afternoon. And you guys have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Wednesday.